Hello, and this is another tutorial where I'm going to cover Python lists and tuples, or you can say tuple depending on how you pronounce it. So lists are basically like our container that carries our data. For example, let's create a simple list. First we type it like a variable, then inside square bracket we are going to type 1, then 2, then 3, okay. So anything that is within the quotes will be treated as a part of a list. If anything is not quoted, then it will be treated like a variable, and the reference of that variable will be printed along with the list. So when we say print list1, it will print the content of our list. Now let's see if I want to have list2, where I am going to type 4, then 5, and then list1. Now what do you think will be printed on our screen? Okay, so like I said before, content of our list1 will be printed after 4 and 5. Why? Because list1 is not quoted, so it is not treated as a data. Instead it is treated like a reference to our variable list1. So let's print this out. Now print list2. Okay, so we have 2 pieces of data and then 3 contents of our list. Okay, now what if we want to check a particular element exists in our list array? So let's see if 2 in list1 exists. True. Now let's see if 4 in list1 exists, which will be written false. So now if we type list1 in list2, again it is false. Now if we type list1 in list2, it will be prompted as true. Why? Because we are referencing to variable and not an element in our data, which is of list2. Now if we want to, let's say, select a particular element and print it out, how are we going to do that? All we have to do is just check for the particular number in which our element is likely to be. Let's say if you want to check for element 2 in our list1. Likewise, if I want to check 3 in our list2, it will throw error. Why? Because 0, 1 and 2 are the only part of our list. So let's see list2 and 2. It will show us the reference to our list1, which will print out list1. Now if you by mistake try to point to a particular range in array which doesn't exist, then you will have that error, list index out of range. For example, let's go with a negative -1. What you will find is 3, which is again still treated as a third element here, 0 1 2, and here it is printed out. If you type list 1 3, which doesn't exist, will throw a list index out of range. Okay, now we will see how to add element into our list. So let's say 3, and we'll type here 7, and now print the list to 1. So you can see it is added 7 here. Now let's see list 2. Okay, so our list 2 is also updated with the contents of list 1. Now let's remove list 2, remove 1 5. Okay, so I made a mistake here. I just have to specify which element has to be removed. Now list 2, second element is removed. Now that we have seen how our list works, how to manipulate them, we will see another type of list, but this is something that we cannot modify or change. Once they are created, they can be fully destroyed or kept as is. So you cannot manipulate like insert, remove, or not apply to this sort of list. These are called tuples. So now let's create tuple. Okay, so we will have something like 1 2, then 3. Okay, so let's hit enter and print our tuple. Okay, so you get 1 2 3 inside that. As you can see, I didn't enter any square brackets for tuple as it doesn't require any. All you need to do is use semicolon in between the elements and put the elements in quote, single quote. Now as you can see, tuple shows out of range when we try to use something which is 3 here. That doesn't point to the element in our tuple. Rest of the elements like say 2 1 0 are there, so they will be printed. Now let's create another tuple, which is, let's say, 3 and 6. Now if we want to slice with two tuples, like let's say tuple 3 is equal to tuple 2 and tuple. Now print, or let's just type tuple 3. You have these two stored in tuple 3. Now how about if I assign something new in our tuple 1. Tuple 1 equals to 2. So let's see what it gives us. It is showing us error that object does not support item assignment. So as you can see, it is immutable. Once you form the tuple, you cannot change it. All that you can do is just delete the instance of tuple from the memory, and that's all you have got. I hope you have enjoyed this small session on tuple and lists in Python. I'll see you in other tutorials. Have fun.